This is Top Shelf Insights with a review from the Heavyweight Championship Undisputed fight by Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk. Honestly, I gotta say, what a fight to start out. What a great fight. I just want to go over it real quick. I don't want to spend too much time on it because we know what happened. Remember, this is just my observation from a random guy on the internet. I thought Alexander Usyk won by either one or two rounds. The knockdown, even though he didn't get knocked down, it was just got held up by the ropes. But either way, he was out on his feet. Between that round and I thought he started coming on towards the end of the fight, the last round was kind of to me, it was a 50-50 type round. Like it could have went either way. But overall, what I saw in this fight was Usyk came out strong. I thought the first two rounds, Tyson Fury was kind of tentative. He didn't really know what to make of him. And I thought Usyk was just more busy and he was applying the pressure. He was on the front foot. And then from basically rounds 3 to like 7, I basically had Tyson Fury winning all those rounds. Like Tyson Fury in the middle of that fight, he was hurting Usyk to the body. That was the thing. That was the attack that Fury sustained, going to the body, and then he even hit Usyk with a couple of those uppercuts that sent him back. So I was actually really surprised. I was like, Fury's looking like he did Wilder 1 or 2. Like he was really on it tonight. That's why when I saw that final score being read out, 114-113, it made sense because of how close the fight was. It was a really good fight. I'm not going to lie. I thought Fury was going to be out completely in round 9, but obviously it's Tyson Fury. The man, I mean, he did probably get saved a little bit by the ref, slightly, and by it was just towards the end of the round. So by the time Usyk got back into it, the round ran out. So it was just overall just a very, very good fight. I was entertained. I'm glad that we now have an undisputed heavyweight champion. But going back to what I saw in the fight, I was more surprised that Fury kept Usyk on the end of his jab from that rounds 3 through 7 that I was talking about and was really effective going to the body. That's what I was surprised about. But it seemed like after round 7, Fury's gas tank, something happened. Because his gas tank just completely got shot. I don't know if it was the pressure from Usyk on the forefoot the entire night. Usyk was on his front foot the entire night. He had Fury backing up the entire night for the most part, except for when he got hurt a couple times. But he was on his back foot and he was getting cornered in that corner. And I was like, if Usyk was really trying to let his hands go, it would have been a big problem for Tyson Fury. But Usyk kept to his game plan, and it was really interesting to see. But after that 7th round, Fury just his output dipped completely. To me, from watching it, his output completely dipped. But Usyk's picked up or stayed the same as it was from rounds 1 through 7. So that's really where Tyson Fury lost the fight. I mean, besides the 10-8 round in round 9. But outside of that, I mean, you're talking a razor thin fight. I did have Usyk winning by either 1 or 2 rounds. It was that close, and I was really surprised to see Tyson Fury back to form. But if we want to talk about Alexander Usyk, on the other hand, that right there, his performance, I mean, the guy doesn't know how to lose. We're talking Olympic gold medalist, undisputed cruiserweight champion, and now undisputed heavyweight champion. He was already in the top 3 pound for pound with Inoue and Terrence Crawford. Now the waters are completely muddled right now because you got Inoue, who just defended his undisputed. You got you got Alexander Usyk, who just won his 2nd weight undisputed. And then you got Terrence Crawford, who's already done both of those things. He was already undisputed in one weight class, moved up, same as Inoue, and now same as Usyk. But now he's going for his 3rd division title. Or actually, it would be his 4th division title. So it's really, those three are really head and shoulders above everybody else. And it's amazing to see. But back to Usyk, it was just that pressure that he kept putting on him. And honestly, I was surprised about how much he was going to the body, because I never really see, in the last couple of fights from Tyson Fury, you don't really see a whole bunch of people going to his body. And then he was even hitting him with the straight lefts as well, and then the hooking lefts and even the looping lefts. So I think, honestly, this was one of those cases. This is one of those fights where it's both men came in at the top of their game, but one of them, in Alexander Usyk, was fighting top level competition since he's basically turned pro. Whereas Tyson Fury, or at least for the last, we'll say for the last 5 years, right? We'll say since 2019. I believe that is the year that Alexander Usyk moved up to heavyweight. For the last 5 years, Tyson Fury hasn't been fighting top opposition. You're talking Alexander Usyk outside of the Chaz Witherspoon fight, and I guess you can say Derek Chisora. But outside of that, he's been fighting all dogs. And even in the Chisora fight, I thought that's one of the best looking Chisoras I've seen. Like, you look at his fight then and then pretty much any other fight, there's a big night and day difference. And then you got Tyson Fury on the other hand. He's fighting Deontay Wilder. He's fighting, and I mean, it's Deontay Wilder, but at the same time, skill for skill, he's not even in the same league as Alexander Usyk. So, and then on top of that, you add in the Ngannou fight, the Wallen fight, all these other fights in between, and it's just another Chisora fight, which is a way, way more depleted Chisora than the one that Usyk fought. So it's one of those things where it's one guy stayed busy, even though the last couple of years, Alexander Usyk's only fought about one time a year. But you look at level of competition and who they fought in their last 3 fights. Look at Tyson Fury's last 3 fights. Francis Ngannou, an MMA guy. Then you've got Dillian White and Derek Chisora. Those are your last 3. Those guys aren't, I don't even believe they're in the top 10. Dillian White was, but he's like a B. Dillian White is a B to B plus heavyweight. He's not an A plus heavyweight. You look at Alexander Usyk's last 3 fights, it's been Anthony Joshua, who's now he's clearly the number 3 in the heavyweight division. And then before that, and no, not before that, but then it's Daniel Dubois, who's also a top 10, who I rate better than, I'd probably say he's better than Dillian White. Obviously, he's better than Francis, because Francis is not even an actual boxer. That was his first fight. And it's just the strength of competition kept Usyk's skills sharp, even though what you saw tonight from Tyson Fury was very sharp. That's the sharpest I've seen him since Wilder 2. Since Wilder 2, that's the sharpest I've seen him. He looked really good tonight. I wasn't expecting that. Even with dropping all that weight, I thought he might have an adverse effect on him, but he looked really good. But even with him looking really good, Alexander Usyk just put it on him and showed him that I'm just one step above. Because Tyson Fury finally ran into somebody that's comparable on his level as far as boxing ability and everything, pretty much since Vladimir Klitschko. So when it's been a long time since you've seen somebody like that, not to mention Usyk's a southpaw, so he hasn't seen that in a while, even though Ngannou was switch hitting, but at the same time, completely different guys. It was just one of those fights where it's a battle of attrition. And I think what you saw was by round 8, 9, Tyson Fury's gas tank drained out for the most part. Not completely, but it drained down a lot. And then what you saw from Alexander Usyk is that his gas tank did not drain at all and even picked up, as you saw in round 9. And he just wanted it. I think from the beginning of this, Alexander Usyk wanted it more. And what you saw is what you saw. A very narrow decision win from Alexander Usyk, one of the better fights of the year. I didn't score it live, but just watching it, I thought Usyk won by either 1 or 2 rounds. It's that pressure, mental, physical, forward pressure, plus that I think what really did it too to help drain the tank was also that stabbing jab that he was putting to Tyson Fury's body and really just not letting Tyson Fury rest. Tyson Fury did not get a chance to rest in this fight like he has against Deontay or any of these other guys he's fought in the last 3 to 4 to 5 years. And I think it all kind of caught up with him. Plus everything finally caught up with Tyson Fury, even though he gave one of his best performances, but all that extra stuff outside the ring, plus not fighting the best level of competition to challenge yourself, finally caught up with him tonight. And it's a well-deserved win for Alexander Usyk. And those are just my thoughts on the fight.